guys, so I wanted to talk to you guys about a trail that I did recently called the Ruta del Cares, Ruta del Cares trail. It's the most popular trail in the Picos de Europa. Out of the 2 million visitors that go to the Picos de Europa every year, 300,000 end up taking the trail. So right away I thought that, okay, if I did this trail on my own, it would be pretty safe, but I decided to go with a group, Aventura en Asturias. It's a group that takes you to the trail from Cangas, and once I got there, the tour guide was waiting by the 4x4. It took 3 hours for us to actually get to the start of the trail. You start out in Cangas and they drive you to all these miradores or like scenic viewpoints where you can take all these pictures. Unfortunately, it was super cloudy the morning that I went, so we drove up to those miradores through like these tiny villages, and once we got there, they were like, all right, this is what you should be seeing. And then she was like, unfortunately, because of the weather, this is what we're actually seeing. So I unfortunately didn't get to really enjoy the first part of the tour. We stopped in a place that had a museum. We got to go inside the museum and it really talks about the Picos de Europa. They gave me this little thing that's explaining everything in English.
And its name was changed to the Picos de Europa National Park in 2015.
So the trail actually runs through the town of Caín in Leon, and it goes all the way up to Poncebos in Asturias. So it runs through different counties of Spain. It's 11 kilometers long, which is around 6.8 miles, and it's super easy. They say that you don't really need too much hiking experience because it's relatively flat. I think you do need patience though, because it's basically just walking. I brought one water bottle with me, like a liter, but it wasn't super hot. That being said, I went in the month of May. The sun was peeking out at some bits, but it was still pretty cool. I can't imagine though, it being the summertime, there's not too much shade on the trail except for really the first part. I think maybe if you were planning to go in the summer, maybe bring like 2 liters or 1.5 liters. So it's called the Divine Gorge Trail. It runs in between the Cantabrian Mountains. So you have the mountains on your left side and your right side. If you start from Caín, there's like a cave carved into the mountain that you're walking through, and the whole trail is just like this carving. The first couple of kilometers, maybe the first like 30-45 minutes, is going in and out of these caves, which was pretty awesome. The elevation is around a little bit over 500 meters almost the whole time. There aren't really rails on the trails, so you have to just kind of be careful. So you have the Cantabrian Mountains on both sides, and you have the Goddess River like running right in between the two mountains. It's a beautiful sight. It's absolutely gorgeous. For the first 9 kilometers, it's just straight. You're walking either on the rocky path in between those caves, or there are times where you have to cross a bridge, and the bridge looks pretty sturdy. While you're walking the first 9 kilometers, you get to admire the majesticness of the Cantabrian Mountains. You also get to see a whole bunch of mountain goats. I don't think you're supposed to feed them, but I'm not 100% sure of that, because I think they really approach tourists when they see tourists walking because they might be used to people feeding them. I don't think that's good at all. I don't condone that, but I did get some footage of it, I think. Anyways, you see the goats and, you know, everyone's super amazed and taking photos of the goats, but you see a shit ton of goats. There are a lot of mountain goats on that trail. So if you don't get a picture the first time, honey, just wait, because for sure you're going to see some more goats along the trail. After the first 9 kilometers, there is finally you get to a point of elevation, and the only time where I really struggled on the trail was that 1 kilometer. That was when I decided to sit down at the top, because I figured, hey, this is the highest I'm gonna be. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna enjoy my sandwich from El America before heading down. After that 1 kilometer elevation, there's a 2 kilometer descent, and then bam, you're done with the trail, and you're like, was that it? Was that all? I had a really good time. The 4x4 came back and picked us up around 7:15. I finished the hike at around 5, so I had 2 hours to kill. They're coming at 7. I don't know what to do. Also, I went back and I did a couple of other trails. I sat down by the river for a little bit, which was really nice. And yeah, I highly recommend it if you ever find yourself in Asturias. Anyways, if you go, have a great time. I hope you enjoy, and until next time.